touch him?
No, I didn't get to shake his hand. My brother shook his hand, but 4 days later was when he got killed.
Oh, my God.
4 days later.
Your brother put the whammy on him.
They pulled us out of school, and we come home, and nobody could explain it. My parents, Walter Cronkite, the nuns, nobody could explain it. I thought God protected us. And here is the richest, most powerful white Catholic dude in the world, and God can't protect him. So, and I didn't know this then, but as I look back, there was a huge paradigm shift. Oh, this is all bullshit. A couple of years before, I'd found out about Santa Claus, and now, and adults didn't know anything. The church really doesn't, God protects us all bullshit. And so I went into a deep funk for many, many years because of that.
So you tapped, at 9 years old, you tapped out.
At 9 years old, yeah. At 9 years old, I kind of became very apathetic.
Sure.
And
I understand. That
failed
story
in school.
you told makes perfect sense.
And the reason I became a comedian, because when I was in that kindergarten graduation ceremony, adults were looking at me and smiling and laughing. And back in the early 60s, you were seen and not heard. Children had no value whatsoever. So when I got that attention, I dug that. So I just became a wise ass. I just became a comedian in school. And eventually I squeaked through school and high school, and then I got into college, got into theater, and that was my time. But, you've come into the Catholic Church in another way.
Right.
And I think it's valid, and I'm very happy for you.
When you say God protects us all, I also have a Carlin-esque view of God as the giant electron in the sky, the big ball of light. Whoa, as he put it.
Yeah.
That we're all pieces of. I don't have a guy in a white beard that looks like King Friday from Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, me neither.
I did when I was a kid.
But see, I had that in my head as a kid.
Right.
That's really hard to get out of your system.
Right. And I do think God protects us all because we're sitting here at this age in this studio. We're here from the time we were babies to now. Let me finish. I do mean let me finish.
Okay.
However, we've all been blessed with free will. And with free will comes the pratfalls of free will. The Hitlers, the Pol Pots, the Jim Joneses. There's some fucking lunatics running out there using their free wills to shoot the president.
Yeah, but there's the other free will that says I want to be a comedian, I want to stay sober, I want to do the right thing, I want to put my seatbelt on, that kind of free will. But we're here because we're lucky as hell that we're still sitting here.
I agree with you also. I think I agree. I agree with both. And I hate when people say everything happens for a reason. I always thought that was Western self-medicating bullshit. My cousin got run over by a drunk driver when he was 21, just graduated college. To this day, there's a hole in my family. There's no that didn't happen for a reason.
No.
It happened. But I do know.
Well, what can we learn from this? This is another thing I hate. People say, a child dies. What can we learn from this? That life is precious. I don't need a child to die to know that life is precious.
Yeah.
I don't need some kid getting killed or some kid or, someone dying from cancer to realize, oh, we're only here for a short time. I know that already. I don't need to hear that crap.
No, everything does not happen for a reason, for those of you listening. But I'll tell you this.
Yeah, it was for a reason. The truck driver wasn't looking.
Right.
Yeah.
And here's what Alan Havey will agree with me on. Everything happens. And there's a giant matrix of shit happening. Everyone gets burned. It's to what degree and how often your number comes up in that matrix of life in the universe. Right now, there's people dying in a fucking house fire.
Can you say that without using the word matrix?
Okay.
It just reminds me of a crappy movie.
There is a giant grid.
With the lead actor that can't act.
Whoa, Alan Havey, why don't you have a steak with me? We'll get the blood up. There's a giant grid out there with numbers, and they come, they
really?
go,
Is that what happens?
Flow, they move.
Wow.
And how often your number comes up. Because it's a fact. We all get beat. You get mugged. You get beat up, you get fired, you get fucked, you get raped, you get put in jail. You're an addict, you're not an addict. How often do you get beat and to what degree? And like I said, right now someone's dying in a house fire. Right now someone's being held, kidnapped and being tortured in a fucking trailer in Victorville, and you and I are complaining about our fucking indigestion.
I'm not complaining.
No, not in the scheme of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I have a crappy set, big deal.
Everything happens. It's just how often your ping pong lottery ball comes up in that giant machine.
The World is Explained by Jay Mohr. Welcome.
Fuck yeah, the Cosmos, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And by Cosmos, I mean the soccer team with Pele and Hans Beckenbauer and Carlos Alberto.
So I live right by St. Monica's.
Really?
Yeah, I live in Santa Monica.
You know what the sign above the door says?
Paging
Mr. Havey. No. I'm never.
Jude
That's the other thing.
verboten.
That's the other thing. No, we pray to a Jew. That's the thing I love about the Catholic Church. No sell. Never door to door. Never like, hey man, we're doing big things at the Agape Church, man. You got to come by. It's really big, man.
Oh, that's what you dig about it? Their marketing or non-marketing? They're huge. They got billions of dollars. They got a big place. They get plenty of TV time.
And people ask you to come to the Catholic Church.
No.
Have you ever received a piece of mail?
Yes.
Well, from the Cardinals.
Well, no, I know a lot of Catholics,
and
they're always trying to get me back into the fold.
Well, I don't give a shit if you ever go back because you're doing.
No, I have a great relationship with what I think is God.
As you understood him.
As I understand him to this day, and it works for me, and that's fine. You know what I like to listen to on Sundays?
Blair Underwood.
Well, after that,
yeah,
Joel Osteen.
Really?
Yeah, because it's a very positive, simple, optimistic message. I think he's a great communicator.
About veneers.
But I'm not a...
Nothing?
What?
About veneers. Hey, real quick, friends. Do you skip your favorite sporting events or concerts because you think tickets are too expensive? Did you miss the Pope at Shea Stadium?
Oh!
Did you miss it, honey? Think again. ScoreBig.com makes live events affordable. 40% of live event tickets go unsold each year, even when the arena or stadiums are full. Thousands of tickets are comped out or given away to make it look like a sellout.
I want to go to the ball game, Dad.
Well, we'll never get tickets, son. It's all sold out.
Oh, Dad, jeepers.
Oh, you know what? I just found this ScoreBig.com.
What?
It works directly with the box office and other ticket providers to sell these tickets.
Hooray!
Every ticket on ScoreBig.com is guaranteed to be between 10 and 60% below retail price. Great seats from the front row to the rafters. Go see your favorite team in your city. Purchase your tickets days, weeks, or even months in advance. There are no fees, no shipping charges ever.
If we get box seat, maybe I'll get over that priest fiddling me, huh?
Maybe. It is impossible to pay full price on ScoreBig.com. You are guaranteed to save on tickets. Register on ScoreBig.com this week and use code J to get an extra $10 off your purchase this week only. Go to ScoreBig.com, click on the radio button, and enter the code J, J-A-Y. Always less than full press. Full press? Always, I'm thinking basketball. Always less than full price, never any fees. ScoreBig.com. That's ScoreBig.com. Enter the code J. Don't forget to enter J at ScoreBig.com. Your first David Letterman, 1984. I was a freshman in high school. I had a TV that I got handed down from my sister in my bedroom, and I used to stay up to watch Letterman when Chris Elliott and stuff would do like The Guy Under the Stairs, and the top 10 list was kicking. And Biff Henderson would come out, and Larry Bud Melman. I would pray that Larry Bud Melman. Well, David.
Biff Henderson's still there.
He is.
It's
Do you
great.
remember your first set? Do you remember jokes from your first set?
Yeah. I talked about women, with the arm pads, shoulder pads. Women, today's women they're out there. I don't need a man to define my life. That kind of thing. And that was a hunk that would really help me explode in the clubs, and then that's how I got on Letterman. It was about independent women and how tough they were.
Why did the shoulder pads ever become in vogue?
I don't know, but women wore them in New York.
Yeah,
track shoots,
little Reebok shoes,
track shoot, shoulder pads.
You wonder if there's a jogger out there in Christian Louboutin 6-inch heels, while this lady's on Wall Street with his Reeboks.
When I got to New York, I ran the marathon. I trained and ran the marathon.
How long ago was this?
1980. I did 80,
1980?
81, and 82. Yeah, when I was a young man going to New York. Because I had to do something. I went there to be an actor. I went there to get on Broadway. I didn't go to be a comedian.
Have you ever been on Broadway?
No. It's the one thing I haven't done.
Well, you and Koppelman and, what's the other guy's name?
David Levine.
Is he like a black belt or something?
Yeah.
Can he kick my ass?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You, Koppelman, and Levine will get your one-man show up on Broadway.
No, we don't want it up on Broadway. We want it in a small theater off Broadway.
Nutley Little Playhouse,
Yeah.
70 seats.
There's no money to be made on Broadway.
Nutley, New Jersey.
No, just off Broadway in New York.
Well,
something
how
that
far
runs.
off? Like right now, we're off Broadway.
But you know what I mean. I don't want to be on Broadway.
St. Monica's Church is 4 blocks from Broadway.
All right, Broadway. I'm going to mess with you. God's going to put me on Broadway.
Kid, you're going to be big. This Father's Day, there is only one perfect gift. It's the Man Grate Grill Enhancement System. What's a Man Grate, you ask? I asked it. Man Grates are 100% made in America, cast iron grilling grates. These heavy-duty grilling grates deliver exactly what you need to achieve that steakhouse flavor you have been looking for. With Man Grate's patented design, chicken, steak, or veggies will have never tasted so good. No more flare-ups, no more dry meat. Guaranteed. Take advantage of our $20 Mohr Story special today by clicking on the Man Great banner at jmohr.com. As a bonus, every Mohr Story show order comes with a heavy-duty Man Great grilling brush. 100% made in America, 100% cast iron, 100% steakhouse quality grilling in your backyard. $20 Mohr Story show special. Click on the Man Great banner at jmohr.com to order today. Your Eddie Brill got fired from...
He didn't get fired. He just...
Oh, sorry.
He still warms up for Letterman.
Okay.
But he's no longer booking the comedians.
He used to book the comedians for the David Letterman show, and very well, I might add. And he gets that call. New York Times says, you know what? You've been busting your balls, booking the comics on the David Letterman show. It's, a New York staple. We'd like to do a feature on you, Eddie Brill.
Is that what they said?
Yeah. It was the guy was with him for like a few days. I'm not looking out of time. Maybe a couple weeks. Like this guy tailed him.
Wow.
And went through the offices with him. And Eddie took him out to the clubs when he was looking at comics. And I don't have the guy's name, but he really fucked up Eddie Brill's life.
Well, a lot of comedians, too, were complaining that because they weren't on Letterman, there weren't enough women on, and this blah, blah, blah. And I understand that.
Let's put something to bed right now. A, women are funny, but they're funny in a lower proportion to the amount of men that are funny.
I don't know. There's a couple women out there that are just
you just
as
said
funny
couple.
as men.
You wouldn't say a couple guys.
A couple women.
It's a very testosterone-driven gig.
Yes, it is.
And it's hard.
Absolutely.
Like,
So I think it's harder for women than it and
Oh,
always
it's
has
much
been.
harder for women.
Yeah. Like life. I think in the world, women have always had it tough.
Well, yeah, they bleed.
What does that mean? They bleed.
I wouldn't want to bleed every month.
No, but just
out of an orifice.
Oh, you want to go to health care? I mean, the penis you can take care of.
I
The
used to
vagina
say-
is very complicated. When
There's
you
no
come out
dick
of the
doctor.
shower,
There's no
your
cock-
dick is clean.
Yeah,
you
there's
don't have
no-
to worry about anything.
There's no coctologist once a year where he holds your balls and says they're a little heavier than last time.
Yeah,
when, come
when you
twice
get
a year.
older, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, once you hit 50.
Mine
you
are getting smaller.
Yeah. What?
I'm just trying to make you laugh.
Good luck. You can't make me laugh with filth.
What? My balls are getting smaller.
No, that's not funny. Where's the joke? Where's the punchline?
All right. Can I work on it?
Yes, absolutely.
By the end of the podcast?
I'll be back for where actually I'm the focus and not your spirituality.
We came up.
I love it. No, I dig the fact that, first of all, that I haven't heard of a comedian becoming a Catholic, and I think your reasons are very valid. And the funeral, because most comedians' funerals are like guys trying to outdo each other.
Yeah.
So when you go to a funeral that's respectful, you go to a Catholic
civilian
church.
funeral.
Yeah, or in a synagogue or anywhere. It's a beautiful thing, and it's important to send someone off in style. The fact that you were asked to be a pallbearer is great. That says a lot about the husband.
I don't give a shit if anyone listening to this ever goes to church ever again.
I know.
Okay. But
No, I know. You're not trying to convert me, but when you said I converted to Catholicism,
you were apoplectic.
Oh, but I was like, I'm fascinated by that.
All right, well then don't use that fascination against me later in the podcast going, next time I can come back and we talk about me instead of your conversion. Because you're the one that went,
I'm guilt tripping you.
This
Welcome to the Catholic Church. This is the guilt trip.
You know the difference.
You've been away a long time, kid.
The difference between Jewish guilt and Catholic guilt is Jewish guilt is, why don't you call your mother? What kind of son are you? And Catholic guilt is, why don't I call my mother more? What kind of son am I? But you just don't talk about it.
Exactly.
10 David Letterman shows. Eddie Brill, we've established, helped you a lot. So I'm trying to get this back to the Letterman thing because this is a fascinating story. That I think.
Have you done Letterman?
I've done panel twice.
Okay.
Was
that a dream come true?
Yeah, I was more nervous for that than anything in my life.
My Letterman spots, I'm more nervous, and they're the biggest source of pride in my career, bar none. I mean, those are the things I say. People say, what's the best part about being a comedian? Doing Letterman.
Have you done The Tonight Show?
That's part of the one-man show.
Can you share a little with us
No,
for
I cannot.
entertaining podcast
Nope.
stuff?
For entertaining podcasts?
We're here with Kevin Nealon. On the walk home, Kevin Nealon said to me, I remember one time Nora Dunn spit in Jan Hook's eye. And I go, that's a great story for a fucking podcast. An hour and a half. I'm over this fucking prick. Is it safe? Is it safe? Is it? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Is it safe? Oh. Yeah, it's very safe, man. It's so safe. It's very safe.
I just saw that movie again on the big screen.
Cuba's Big Adventure?
Yeah. No, at Marathon Man.
Great one.
Yeah. Turner Classic.
William Devaney not playing a Kennedy.
What?
William Devaney not playing a Kennedy. How do you know your brother didn't shake William Devaney's hand?